He and I just started, you know, in that kind of casual business relationship manner, slowly kind of getting to know each other a little bit. And finally one day, you know, he said, what are you doing, you know, with these guitars you're working on? And I played him some rough cuts of some early studio mixes I had. And he quite literally said his famous words, "If anything should ever happen to your bass player, be sure to call me." And I said, well, funny you should say that, because I'm actually, you know, looking for somebody that I can do shows with, because I can't find anyone. And so he and I just continued to talk, and he obviously, I'm sure, was trying to get a sense of how serious I was. And I felt obviously the same, you know, about him, but it didn't take long for us to really commit to sticking it out for the long haul. And we had a very lengthy search for drummers. I won't kid you. I mean, you know, it was more than a year of time that elapsed. And along the way, we met some great people. We had some almosts, we did. And for, you know, various reasons, it didn't work out. And we did find ourselves at the end of, I think, probably like 8, 9 months. Once again, it was just he and I staring at each other across the rehearsal space, trying to find a way to keep it entertaining. And God love him, you know, he didn't bail on me. And Carlo began to respond to an ad.
It's Craigslist.
On Craigslist, of all things.
Ad.
Yep. And he was like a brief tornado of questions, and then I don't think I can do it. And then some time would elapse, and then he came back, and finally he just came back like 110%, and it was like he felt it already was his spot. And he was the only person that came in, and from the very first time we did music together, he did everything he said he was going to do, which means I know how to play the songs, I'll be ready. And he was the only one that came in and was able to play the songs end to end during the very first rehearsal. The songs aren't that amazing. We're not asking him to play Emerson, Lake and Palmer or King Crimson or something like that. But
well, there was Pushing Tin.
Yeah, there is some odd stuff happening. That's true. That's right. Songs with odd meters. That's true. But you know, it seems to be characteristic of drummers, especially. I think the playing along aspect of learning music is different for drummers than it is for other musicians for some reason, because drummers, more than any other musician that I've worked with, seem to want to figure it out. Seem to want to figure it out in the room. And that's fine, but we wanted to know we could find someone that could work with discipline, and everything else was a plus. You know, he was a responsible adult, knows what he has to do, and takes care of his gear. The same is true for Ted. Actually, for all three of us, you know, each of us is like an Imelda Marcos when it comes to gear. We have enormous rooms full of gear. We take care of it. When we say we're going to learn something, we learn it, and that's what the chemistry is built on. With all that stuff in place, we can deal with everything else. We occasionally have disagreements or misunderstandings, but I don't think any of us ever worries, you know, for even a second.
It comes back to the music too. I think the music has a lot to do with it. It has I mean, it emanates from Rob, for sure, but enabling, you know, Ted and I to add interpretation to it gives it a certain sense of life. And so I think there's a sense of ownership also that comes along with the music that we present. And I know that's what attracted me initially. Is I didn't believe, quite frankly, I didn't believe he could do it. You know, I heard the recording, but I didn't believe it was real. But I think, as Ted did, we approached it as real. So the first time I came in, I approached it as real. And then when he opened his mouth and actually started singing, I had to check myself to say, okay, he is for real. He really can play and sing like that at the same time. And you know, as people will hear, it's a talent. It's a real skill level to be able to do that. And I think that that's what actually continues to ground us, is that we've all developed now. What have we been together, a year?
Yeah, it's
about a year.
14 months.
14 months, that we have a respect for the music now. And I think that's what keeps us in the same mode of presenting our best foot forward to the audience to make sure, because we're only 3 guys.
Right.
And there's a lot of music that emanates from a lot of sound that comes from 3 guys. And it's not just, you know, Rob's 16 amps. It's it's this tremendous scope of sound that I think we bring to the stage that gives somebody not just an audio experience, it's a visual experience also. And well, you've seen this. I mean, so it's it's that whole, it's the whole package, I guess.
That's right. That's right.
y'all. Thank you.